Hey everybody, welcome to the greenhouse. It's Danny. Today we have a video all about Phalaenopsis, and we're going to touch on the subject of what setback looks like on a Phalaenopsis. And before we look and show you what setback can look like on a Phalaenopsis, I'm going to tell you some of the reasons why your Phalaenopsis might become setback. Now, setback means, look at that hanging off there, the pollen. Setback means when your orchid becomes stressed out. And most of the time, your orchid becomes stressed out when it gets repotted. All orchids do not like to have their roots disturbed, because if you think about it, orchids attach themselves to trees by their roots, and most of the time they stay on that tree for the rest of their life. Their roots are never disturbed. So when we put them in one pot, put them in another pot, it really stresses them out. So that can set them back. Another setback can be if they get too cold and get cold damage, if they get too hot and get heat damage, if their roots are suffocating inside their media and it gets root rot. Okay, so those are some of the things that can set your orchid back. Now, I have some examples for you to show you first what your orchid should be doing, what your Phalaenopsis should be doing. So you can see this growth here, this leaf, and then you can see this one, the next one is quite a bit bigger. That's what your Phalaenopsis should be doing every time. Each leaf should be bigger than the next leaf. So that's perfect. That's what you're striving for. Now, what setback looks like this little girl right here. See how big this leaf is? And then her next leaf right here is much littler. That's setback. That orchid was stressed out. It came to me stressed out. Now hopefully this new growth here will be bigger than that one. And that'll tell you that you're doing something right. Another example. Look how big this leaf is. That's water marks, you guys. But I just need to clean it. But look how big this leaf is here. And then look how much littler this leaf is. That is setback in your Phalaenopsis orchid. And a lot of times your Phalaenopsis orchid will take a period to adjust from being repotted. Even moving them from environment to environment can stress them out and set your orchid back some. So those are things to keep in mind, and don't freak out when you're like, oh my goodness, my leaf is so much smaller. What's happening? Your orchid is just set back. It doesn't mean that it might not bloom, because, you know, looky here. Horrible setback, but it still bloomed for me. So those are a little bit of details, experiences from my greenhouse about setback on a Phalaenopsis orchid. Happy growing, everybody. Till next time.